my loves, welcome back to my channel. This is Varsha here. How are you all doing? I hope you're all doing really well. First of all, I need to apologize for not getting up any video last week because I kind of had a bit of a trouble with my editing software and it kind of deleted all my videos that I had planned for last week. So that was a bit of a roadblock, but I hope that doesn't happen anymore and I kind of solved it. So from now on, I don't think there should be any problem with me uploading any videos, so stay tuned for more such videos. And today's video is all about color correcting and all about primers. So if you want to know how to get such a nice flawless look with concealing and all color correcting, then please keep watching. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about today is all about primers. Now, what is a primer? A primer is something that you apply right before applying all your makeup or your foundation because it acts as a good base and also as a barrier between your makeup and your skin. You do not want to apply a foundation on all the rough surfaces of your skin, so to act as a barrier between that, you apply a primer. Now there are so many different kinds of primers that are in market nowadays, but you have to find out what is best for you. For me personally, I do have a very sensitive acne prone skin which does have a lot of pores. My pores especially are in this region, which is right next to my T-zone area and also some right next to my cheeks. So for me to cover up my pores, I do apply a lot of primer, and some of my favorite primers have been, of course, the Benefit Professional, which has been my holy grail, and right now recently I have started using the Hangover RX primers from the Too Faced, which has been again a current favorite right now. It is a kind of a much more on a tackier side of the primers, and these are the primers that I use on the higher end side. And for the drugstore, which I've been loving using, is the e.l.f. Tone Adjusting Face Primer and the Maybelline Master Precise Blur and Illuminate Primer. Now the Benefit Professional and the e.l.f. Tone Adjusting Face Primer, I feel these two are like dupes for each other. The Benefit in the higher end and the e.l.f. in the lower end. These are like kind of, when you apply them, they are kind of a bit greasy application, but then they cover your pores like heaven. It is like when you apply a foundation, it makes it look really flawless looking. And yeah, I've been loving these two primers a lot. So to make your makeup last for a really long time, you have to have a good base, and for that good base you need to have a good primer, and these are the primers that I've been loving recently. So let me know also in the comments below what are the primers that you have been loving, and let me know what good primers are out there in the market which actually help in covering all the pores up, so that even I will know and I shall try them a lot more. Now next, it is all about color correcting. Now if you know, and if you have watched my tutorials for now, you would know that I have a lot of acne marks and acne pigmentation around my cheek area and a lot of hyperpigmentation around my mouth area. So for me to conceal, I do a lot of color correcting, and for that, first you need to know a lot about the basics of correcting. You do not want to apply the wrong color and then go apply a foundation and makes it look really ashy and silvery and gray, and that will make you look really bad like a clown. Trust me, I have been there. I have done all sorts of that mistake, so I don't want you guys repeating those mistakes. And so I hope this whole tutorial helps you and it gives you all the tips and tricks for doing a proper color correcting on your face. I hope that makes sense. So the first thing that you want to know is the basics of the color wheel, which I will put a picture either up here or somewhere on my screen. This is something that we know for years now. It is something that we've learned in our school, such as the primary colors and the secondary colors. So this is the basic that you need to know. Now to neutralize one particular color, you just have to find the color that is opposite to it in the color wheel, and that is the color that will help you to neutralize that particular color. I hope that really made sense, but if not, let me just give you an example. In the color wheel, as you will probably see, the red color is right opposite to green color, and so to neutralize any of the redness on your face, you need to have a green colored corrector. That is what it basically means. So it'll probably be easy to understand the gist of this whole tutorial. Now let us go in depth of knowing what color will neutralize what, and also what colors will actually work for your skin type. Now not all colors will work for your skin, only a few will work, the others will look patchy and gray. So I hope the tips which I give you will help you in knowing what colors you can use for your particular skin type. Now the first one is the green color concealer. The green color neutralizes in all sorts of redness on your face. Now if you observe the color wheel, you will see that the red is right opposite to green. So any redness on your face will be neutralized by using a green colors concealers. Up next, it is all about purple concealers. Now purple concealers are something that are used to remove and neutralize all sorts of dull yellow undertones of the skin. Now if you see again in the color wheel, purple is right opposite to yellow. So purple helps in neutralizing all the yellow undertones and helps in providing a much more brighter effect to your skin. Now I personally don't use purple as a concealer, but I use it in the form of my primer. Now the e.l.f. tone adjusting face primer, which I told you just a while back, is actually a purple one. It has the lavender undertones and I use it to brighten my skin a bit more because I do have kind of a dull skin, and especially under these areas right around my perimeter of my face, these areas are very dull for me and they do look grayish and very bad when I don't apply something like that. So but I don't want something really intense on my skin, so that's why I go in for a primer. But if a concealers do work for you, then go ahead with it. Up next, it is all about salmon or the peach concealers. Now these work in different ways for different skin tones. These concealer actually help in neutralizing all sorts of dark circles right under your eyes. Also helps in neutralizing the hyperpigmentation, especially when you have very dark hyperpigmentation. These are the colors that help in neutralizing. Now as I said, it works different for different skin tones. Now if you are a very fair person, I wouldn't recommend using these kinds of very orangey salmon colors because they might look very ashy on your skin. Rather you can go for something like a neutral to peach shade. These would help in neutralizing those colors or the dark undertones of your skin. For people who are olive to medium to tan skin tones, I would recommend going for these darker orangey shades like that of LA Girl orange concealer or the Becca backlight targeted skin corrector in the peach. They have a really good pigmentation on them, and so when you apply them, you do not see those dark pigmentations when you apply the foundation. They do neutralize them completely. Now personally, I love the Becca ones, and also I love the LA Girl Pro concealers. They are the ones that I use, as you will see as to how I color correct my face. Now I personally use these because I have a medium to tan skin tone, and so they work perfectly well for me. Up next are the yellow concealers. Now if you see in the color wheel, they are right opposite to blue and violet. So as you might have guessed by now, these yellow concealers help in neutralizing all the blue and violet undertones of your skin. Now I personally use the yellow concealers right on my eyelids as a good primer because they're the place where I have all those blue and purple veins running on my eyes. So to neutralize that, I use it as a primer. But there are places where, like right under your eyes or places where you have all those fine vein lines, you can use these yellow concealers and they work perfectly well. Now the favorite ones that I love and I always recommend are the NYX color corrector palettes, and they have a wide range of 6 colors in them. So among that, I use the yellow color for my eye primer, and that's how I neutralize my blue undertones or my purple undertones in my eyes. Now for a person who is medium or olive skin toned like me, I wouldn't recommend using the yellow tones on your face just because it might look a bit too bright and ashy on your skin. For a person who is extremely fair, I would recommend using these yellow tones because they are much more neutral on your skin, and so they do look pretty well when you apply your foundation on the concealed places. Up next are the neutral concealers. The neutral concealers are the ones which actually help in overall neutralizing your face. Now Some people who have quite a good skin and they do not really require all these concealing and correcting, they can go for neutral concealers because they are mainly for evening your skin tone all over on your face. If you're a person who do not have much problem on your skin, if it is just like a very slight redness, a very slight hyperpigmentation, then you can go in for neutral correctors. Some of my favorite neutral correctors are again from the NYX, and they are the concealer, full coverage concealer they are the full coverage concealer pots that you get. You do have a very light, and you do have a medium, and you do have a darker color range in that. So that's it for concealing and color correcting. I really hope you understood all the tips and tricks that I gave. Now if something works for you personally well, then go ahead and go with it. Now these are the things that work well for me, and if you do know any other tips and tricks, do let us know in the comments below so that everyone else will know all about these tips and tricks. Here is a tutorial of how I do my concealing and color correcting on a day-to-day basis. So hi guys, and the first thing that you want to do to your makeup is to first prime your face, and for that today I'm using one of my favorites, which is the Benefit Professional, as I told you, and I'm applying it right on my T-zone. Next, taking the e.l.f. primer, which is in the lavender shade, I'm applying it to the perimeters of my face where I have kind of a dull skin, so it can brighten those areas. Now for color correcting, at first I take these two shades and I apply it to the places where I have very light hyperpigmentation from my acne areas. As you can see here, it is mainly on the tops of my cheeks, as the acne marks over there are a bit faded and they are not as intense as it is in the other areas. Up next, under my eyes, I just don't want to conceal those under eye bags, but I also want to highlight that area so that it doesn't look that dull. And so for that, I am taking this orange shade and peach shade, mixing them together and applying them. Now I take the peach shade with a very light hand so that it doesn't look very intense on my skin. Now for that big dot of a pimple which is really annoying, I apply the green shade on that and I kind of blend it in. And for the other areas where my hyperpigmentation is on an extreme level, I use a dark orangey peach shade. For this I use actually the Becca Backlight Skin Perfector, I believe it is. I will leave the link to that in the description box below, so do check it out. But yeah, I apply this on the places where I have a much more darker pigmentation. You will notice this, that when I apply my foundation, it will neutralize all these marks. So here you can see one side I've applied my foundation and one side I have not. So you can see the difference as to how it neutralizes all those marks and gives it much more of a cleaner look on my face. At times there are a few places which are much more intense than the others, so you can use a concealer. Here I'm using the NYX concealer corrector in the full coverage, I believe it's in the medium shade. And now you see the difference between the before and after. This is before concealing, as to you see how dull my skin looks, and after concealing how bright it is. So now you can see the whole difference, and this is after I apply my makeup. So that's it for today guys. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please do give it a great big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I shall leave the subscription button anywhere over here or on anywhere on my screen over here. So just click on the button and it will lead you directly to my channel, and just click the subscribe button and it will mean the world to me. Also let me know in the comments below what other videos you would like for me to film, and share this video with your friends. And if you have any other video suggestions, do let me know in the comments below and I shall gladly film them for you. So until next time, bye.